CCIV just cannot catch a break. So that is what we're going to be talking about. They have a brand new lawsuit coming from the Lawbot in Shuckero. I don't think I said that right, but I still said it. Law firm. And this is brand new. This adds to another lawsuit. So we now have 5 lawsuits in total. And we are also going to go over Elon Musk's tweet that came out later in the day yesterday that I did not cover in my video yesterday, as well as do some technical analysis, take a look at the short interest, and all of that. But if you guys are watching this video right now, make me one like button richer to being able to get a brand new Lucid Motors vehicle. This picture does come to us via Twitter as of today, so I want to put this in this video because this is quite cool. Before we get into Elon's tweet, any technical analysis or short interest in the stock, we do need to point out at the highest point today at 9:35, 5 minutes into market, this is the highest point of the day. They were down 1.26% and pretty much immediately fell to a low of down 4.37% at $19.04. We kind of consolidated out and then fell down to our all-time low for the day at $19.01. So we firmly bounce off of this $19 level twice today, and this is going to be key when we get into our technical analysis. But pretty much throughout the rest of the day, it was this up and down motion, and then we did close the day at $19.25. Alright, so a lot of the sell-off yesterday and into today, which I was not aware of this when I made my video yesterday, so this is somewhat of a continuation into from yesterday's video. This is a tweet, or a retweet I should say, from Elon. He says, Rawlinson was never chief engineer. He arrived after Model S prototype was made, left before things got tough, and was only ever responsible for body engineering, not powertrain, batteries, software, production, or design. Now, this is kind of weird, and this is what baffles me, because Elon says this, and mind you, I am probably Elon's #1 fan. I don't have an investment in Tesla because I feel like I just got in too late at this point, but I do think he is one of the smartest people that ever lived, if not the smartest person who ever lived. So it's kind of weird for somebody to lie and say this, because he was, even in documentation, the chief engineer of the Model S, in Tesla's own words. So this is quite weird. We all know Elon isn't a fan of competition that could take away from Tesla's market cap, but this is kind of weird. So we're going to take a deeper look into this. This article says Elon tweets that Rawlinson was never chief engineer at Tesla, except he was. Says you need to look no further than Tesla's own website for proof. He says, oh, Elon, you weren't satisfied with only tweeting about your upcoming Saturday Night Live appearance today, so you decided to take another dig at former Tesla employee and current Lucid Motors CEO and CTO Peter Rawlinson. We guessed you just couldn't help yourself and had to tell the world that Rawlinson was never the chief engineer at Tesla. Says the problem is it appears that Elon isn't remembering it the same way Rawlinson does. But since that could be a simple case of he said, we took the time to dig up some old Tesla blog posts and videos, and even a screenshot of the Tesla website when Rawlinson worked there, courtesy of the Wayback Machine. Now, Rawlinson and I have spoke about this exact topic in the past, and luckily I still have the recording of our conversation. Here's how the man behind Lucid Air explains what went on when Musk hired him to save and deliver the Tesla Model S. In quotes, Elon reached out to me and said, look, I've got a bloody disaster on my hands. Will you come and join us? I joined the company and checked out where they were at. I remember it vividly. After the first few days at Tesla, I went to see Elon at SpaceX on a Friday, and he asked me, what do you think? I said, Elon, it's a disaster. You're going to have to start again. He said, everything? I said, yes. Look, I know how to do this. Let me design Model S from scratch. Elon said, what do you mean nothing can be saved? I said, if you want the best car, then trust me, it's from scratch. I thought, well, he can only fire me, but he didn't. He said, do it, and he meant it. He actually trusted me and empowered me to do it, and we did do it. So this is, from his words, Peter Rawlinson against Elon at this point, right? So we're going to get into what actually is proof that Peter Rawlinson is not lying, that he was the chief engineer on the Model S. So this is a video. I'm not going to exactly show it, but I've watched both these. It's basically him just explaining how the car works, going over his position at Tesla and all of that. So I'm not going to show you guys that, but I will link this in the description if you want to check it out. So below is the announcement that Rawlinson had joined the Tesla team as chief vehicle engineer. You can find the full post on the Tesla blog from April 20th, 2010. And it says, this blog says, Tesla Motors announced a senior engineering and manufacturing executive. Chief Peter Rawlinson, Vice President and Chief Vehicle Engineer. Vehicle engineer is responsible for the technical execution and delivery of the Model S and for leading a world-class vehicle engineering team. So he's obviously, this is Tesla's own words saying that Peter Rawlinson is the chief vehicle engineer for the Model S. Weird. I don't know, but let's keep getting into it. Said to reach out to Loose Motors for comment, but it appears the company didn't want to give us a story any more oxygen than it already has. A company spokesperson replied, "We have no comment to make at this time. As you will already be aware, Peter's focus is on putting the world's best EV into production, a car with over 500 miles of range that delivers new benchmarks in efficiency, power, range, performance, charge rate, and luxury." There's also this piece from Tesla website that also named Rawlinson as a chief engineer for vehicle engineering. It says Peter Rawlinson, vice president and chief engineer for vehicle engineering. Prior to Tesla, Peter had led vehicle engineering at Chorus Automotive. And basically, you guys can read all this. It'll be in the article if you do want to check it out for yourselves. It says, personally, I do love much of Elon's colorful personality. Sure, I think Elon and Tesla would be better off without some of his more outrageous statements. Oh, okay, that's all he said. She said. It appears that Elon misremembers Rawlinson's story with Tesla, or even worse, he's guilty of creating some revisionist history. If we've shown above isn't enough, check out the video of Rawlinson from 2011 Detroit Auto Show. Additionally, we discovered his list of patents that Rawlinson and members of his team filed for related to his work on Tesla. So basically, long story short, Peter Rawlinson was the chief engineer at Tesla. There's for the Model S. There is no denying that. That is in proof in documents with actual dates on Tesla's website. So this does leave me really confused as to why Elon said this, but this is confirmed that Peter Rawlinson was the chief engineer for the Tesla Model S. Now, taking a look at the short volume ratio, and I do want to say that whole argument right there about if Elon or Peter is lying, which one, whatever the case is, this is confirmed. Peter Rawlinson was the chief engineer of the Model S at Tesla during 2011 and 2010. So that is not up for debate. That is actually confirmed to be legit. Now, taking a look at the short volume ratio, like we were going to, for the total volume, we had 12,262,000. If we come to Fintel, it does have us at 2,277,000 as the share count that was sold short today, and that puts us at 18.5%. And if we look at how that has fared compared to the last 10 days or so, we can see yesterday this is up by about 1%. We were at 17.75% yesterday, and it is slightly down from our average over the past 10 days or so, in between about 19%, 16% at our lowest, and 23% at our highest. So the short interest is somewhere in between that range, 18 to 20%, I would estimate, and that is still slightly highly elevated. Anything over 20% is highly elevated, but comparing to how much we fell today, which was about almost 4%, we're even going down in after hours. That is significant because not too many shorts are opening new positions. So that is kind of concerning. Maybe more long-term investors, and I'm going to put that in air quotes as well, because you're not a long-term investor if you're selling out of your CCIV shares just because they are going down. That is the time to load up or average down in your position. Now, if you have a margin call or you have a life event going up, you're buying a house, whatever the case is, that is okay. Sell your shares, do what you got to do. But if you're selling CCIV just because it is going down, I do believe you will be making a mistake, and that is why I am not selling my shares. But come to your own conclusions, do your own research, all that. Alright guys, for the technical analysis, and this is not looking too good. As far as our support level, it's currently at $19 per share, like we have already talked about. They bounced off of this strongly twice today. And the concerning part is if we do fall under this $19 range, we are clear to go down to about $17.50 per share before we get a real bottom on the stock. That is where we fell last time when we really started to sell off. So that is what looks like worst case scenario right now. This is music to your ears if you're a long-term investor. If you're a trader in this, it's not looking so good. Now, if tomorrow we bounce off of this low $19 range, we're currently at $19.19. So if we bounce off of this and get a strong push over $19.40 or $19.50 per share, which would be about a 2% upside from this current share price, That will be very good, and maybe it can start heading up, but we have so much downward pressure right now. We really need some clarification from Peter Rawlinson, one, as to what Elon's tweets he is talking about, why he is saying this, and to some of the rumors that with Apple and Lucid Motors, and as well as a delivery date, because we are yet to have a delivery date, and that is a huge problem because Lucid Motors is not making any revenue until they start delivering vehicles. So that is the technical analysis for right now. We are on a clear and obvious downtrend since we hit our bottom at $20 per share. We pretty much been hitting lower lows all the way down, and we've actually been hitting lower lows for quite a while now. Pretty much where we started to sell off April 29th, we've hit lower lows all the way down, only consolidating out for brief periods, besides one little pop in the beginning of the day, April 30th, and then we sold off by the end of the day and have been hitting lower lows. So this is pretty concerning. If you're a trader, if you're a long-term investor like me, this is music to my ears because I can buy more Lucid shares. That is the update for this video, and just to be clear here, Peter Rawlinson was the chief engineer for the Tesla Model S, so I don't know why Elon is saying this. I'm sure you guys don't as well. Come to your own conclusions on this. Maybe we'll get clarification on this. Maybe we will not. That is yet to be known. But that is all we know as of right now. He was actually the chief engineer for the Tesla Model S. So that is the technical analysis. That is the short volume ratio for today. If you guys got anything useful out of it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. And if you have anything useful to add down below in the comment section, make sure to do that. I respond to every single comment so we can get the dialogue going down there as well. I will see you guys later. I hope your investments are doing well. Take care.